Oh, now we're rolling? Okay. And this is just wasted time that I'm doing right now, right? Okay, I'm sorry. All right. Welcome to Club 316 podcast. My name's Isaac. and
My name's Alexa. I'm 15 years old.
I'm not going to say my age, but
I omitted it too because I'm ashamed of it.
Yes,
Oh. I'm not. Okay, well, we're part of the youth group of Fountain of Life.
Yeah, we are. He's not a part of the youth
Hold
group.
on, let's You guys might be asking why I'm here, but I'm one of their leaders. So,
Yeah, so am I.
One of our many leaders.
Yeah, we have well, it doesn't matter. Sorry, aren't I able to see myself? Or shouldn't I be able to see myself? No, it's not happening. Sorry.
Okay,
So topic questions.
topic questions.
Right.
Okay.
Didn't you have a verse you wanted to share?
I did, but before that, have you guys heard of the Gen Z Bible?
No.
Okay. Well, I have it here. I saw it a couple of days ago. It's pretty much just like the regular Bible, but they just like altered it for Gen Z to understand it. Okay, so there's the John 3:16 one. I'm gonna read the original one.
it's lit, fam.
Is it?
I'm gonna read the original verse, then I'm gonna read what they altered it to.
Right.
Okay, so for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believe in him should not perish but have everlasting life. And what they altered it to was God thought the world was so fire, he ghosted his literal son so that all his hashtag followers would low-key live forever.
Wow, that was stupid.
Is that the real lingo, though? Is that really how?
No.
I mean,
No.
it has some slang words in there, but
Nobody actually says hashtag
Nobody really
followers.
does. No one
Hashtag
says,
anything.
yeah.
But they say it's lit, fam.
No.
No, that's
Not me.
Ironically, you could say it, but that's unironic, right?
That's
serious.
what people think Gen Z is.
Right.
That's what a lot of people think Gen Z
It's
talk
like a
about.
caricature of what it's like what you guys think about
Social
essentially.
media.
right.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm here, because there might be parents that are listening, and I'm gonna be the voice of the parents.
So fire, people say fire.
Yeah.
Fire, okay.
People do say that.
People say ghosted.
Ghosted.
I've heard people say
Have you
ghosted.
been ghosted before?
Okay, that's not
Sorry.
where.
we all been ghosted.
Oh wow! All right.
Sorry.
Have you been ghosted?
Next question.
Being ghosted right now. What does ghosted mean?
Sorry? You don't know what ghosted means?
Listen, I'm revealing my age just by saying this.
Yeah, you can explain it.
It's pretty hard to explain. Actually, it's not ghosted. Like, let's say you were communicating with somebody mid-conversation, they stop talking, and then you never hear from them again.
Yeah.
Ever.
Left on
Or
red.
like they say, "Oh, I'll text you later." You never hear from them again.
And they block you on everything.
on everything.
Yeah.
Wow, that's harsh.
Yeah. As a parent, so you're a representative of like you're a parent's
I'm
voice.
the parents' union today.
Right. So what do you think about what are your thoughts on the podcast? For the youth to have their own podcast?
Honestly, I think a lot of people might be nervous because they might underestimate you guys. But I've been able to spend time with you guys, and I think people are going to be really surprised by the amount of knowledge and heart and passion that you guys have. And I think it's good for them to see, right? Because they're going to sit there and have a conversation with their child. They might not get that same information. So it's kind of like a cheat sheet for them, this podcast. So
As far
That's
as like
true.
perceptions go, do you think that we'll have
Opinions.
definitely a lot more different of an image for the church, like compared to the women's podcast or the men's?
it'll be a different, like, maybe approach, right? But I think people will be surprised as far as like how much, we're not just going to be talking about it's being lit, fam. I think that's like the third time I've said that, but I think they'll be pleasantly
lighthearted.
surprised.
Yeah. Okay. I'm supposed to smile more. Sorry. But so, oh man, I don't have any more questions.
Do you like the Gen Z Bible?
No, I hate it. No.
You hate
Oh,
it?
it's terrible. Yeah, it reminds me of the easy version. How much I don't like that one. either.
Okay,
Yeah, 'cause
listen.
it's too
we're not going to
simple.
trash on the
Oh, you're a
easy
fan of
version.
the easy?
I'm not
Bible?
saying I'm a fan. I
think
used to
read
be
that
a fan,
You used to be a fan.
but then I get what you mean.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. When I got this link sent to me, I could not stop reading it for like a half hour.
No, yeah, because it's very interesting how people. Because some people think that's like helpful, like they think that's better than the regular, like the original Bible.
I don't believe that. Really?
Yeah.
People like it.
Yeah.
I mean, they should maybe comment in the comment section. Like, have you guys ever read it?
Have you read it? And
Have you
would you
read it?
prefer that one than the original Bible?
Yeah.
Would you? Which one? Okay,
No,
which
I
one?
wouldn't.
We know you wouldn't.
Yeah.
We know you're strong set on the original Bible.
What's the original Bible?
The original one.
Yeah, which is that one?
Whichever one you read.
I mean, I read a
on YouTube
version.
and look.
Yeah, but what is it? What does it mean to be the original version of the Bible?
I don't know.
Was he the original guy? No. Yeah, I didn't think so. The Hebrew, yeah, right. I don't read the Hebrew.
Which one do you read?
I read like the NIV.
I mean, that's a good point though, because like technically even New King James Version, all of those are all translations,
Right.
right? But like my opinion is like none of those have taken the essence of the word away, like the reverence.
Right.
And I feel like this version just completely takes away that reverence, that like respect,
The respect.
the holiness of it, right?
Yeah, I agree. I called it a consecration when I first read it because I thought like, wow, that's just. It almost feels like an insult to the original. But you seem to be a big fan of it.
Me?
Yeah.
Nah.
No.
No.
Okay.
Is it even downloadable? Like, can you download this?
I've heard you could buy it.
go
I
into
heard you
Barnes
could
and
buy
Noble and
it.
buy it? Really?
I heard
Where?
you could buy not a Barnes, maybe online, but you could buy anything online.
I think, yeah, you could though. That's wild.
That's
I'm still on
wild.
that. That's terrible.
I wonder who made it.
Yeah, and that was supposed to be the entire, like podcast episode too. What a terrible idea. I wouldn't have thought
Oh.
about that.
Well, okay, so
So
let's get back into
It's
the
a hard pass.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's
Original.
It's a
terrible.
hard pass.
Yeah.
What versions do you read?
Sorry.
That's your cup of coffee there?
It's mine, yeah.
Oh my goodness. It's not mine.
I'm not gonna drink it.
No. It's cold by now.
Okay, let's get back into the original topic.
Right. What was the original topic?
What's your favorite verse?
Oh yeah, right. What verse speaks to you?
Wait,
Is that
but
what
I
you were-
want to know like what version would you suggest? Or what version
Oh.
do you read?
Well, I read the NIV and the King James version.
NK.
KJV.
JV.
Yeah. Whenever I'm, like in the mood to not get what the Bible is saying, I'll go to the KJV. But when I want to like understand what I'm reading, I'll go to the NIV.
You'll read the KJV?
Yeah, like it'll take me a minute. Like it'll be like probably double the amount of time to read the Bible, but I think there's something to extrapolate from it. So
Right.
I like to, if I want to spend more time on it, I'll go
That's-
with the KJV.
That's brave.
Yeah, brave.
Would you understand it?
What version do you use?
Me personally, the New King James Version. But like what I like to do is I'll use different versions. So I'll read the NKJV. Like that'll be my main goal. But then I'll read the NLT to see if maybe I get a different angle or, some of the words sometimes are like a little bit hard. So I'll go between that one, NLT, and really just those two.
What's the NLT?
New Living Translation.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And how have you found it to be different from the other translations?
It's maybe, I don't know if more simple or more common modern day terms.
Okay.
But like I said, I prefer the NKJV.
Mhm.
But I'll kind of like compare some of them sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. So, did you give your favorite verse or a verse that spoke to you? No. Would you like to?
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine was Philippines 4:13. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Right. Let's think about it. Right.
Let's dissect the passage.
Let's dissect. Right?
What did the author mean when he wrote this? Sorry. Okay. What?
Wait, what'd you say?
What did the author mean when he wrote this?
That you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you.
Well, it's pretty self-explanatory.
Pretty much self-explanatory. But you could use it anything, honestly. Like us as teenagers, a lot of people don't think we can go through a lot, but we do. A lot of people think we haven't experienced much, and maybe we haven't, maybe we have, but we have gone through many things that most of us don't like to speak about because we're like, oh, I'm too young to be feeling like this or something, right? And a lot of people our age seek for something because they feel like a hole like in them, but they don't know what can fill that. They find many other things like substances or people or like guys to fill whatever is missing in their heart. Or girls to fill whatever is missing in their heart. But in reality, it's just God. And a lot of people are like, I'm speaking for like us as young people. We're too scared to admit that is God because we don't want to leave whatever we think is the right path, like the fun path or whatever. Because we know once we go through the path of God, we have to limit ourselves to a lot of things, like secular music. A lot of people don't want to leave secular music, or lust, or like friends. Friends is a big part of that.
For sure.
But we could all do that through God. Like, He will really strengthen you. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
So can I go to Starbucks drive-through and go and say, give me a free meal?
If God strengthens you.
And they say, and what if I use that as, I can do all things through Christ?
Is that a joke?
No, I mean, I think there's got to be some context. I agree with you. I think it has to be in God's will, because there's a lot of people out there that'll use that on the flip side and be like, oh, I'm going to do this because I can do all things. But like you said, it's to like strengthen and to keep you on that path.
Right. And likewise, though, you shouldn't take away from how wild that sort of promise is. Well, I don't know if it is a promise from God, but the whole ask and you shall receive thing, like that's that's a lot
of people take advantage of that.
Oh, they do, for sure. But also it's important to realize how much of a blessing that actually is, though, right? Because just anything that's like what are the restrictions? That's good and a part of God's will, and that's it. After that, it can be like whatever you want, and you'll get it if you just ask for it. I mean,
it depends.
I mean, according to those two restrictions, right? If it's a part of God's will and if it's good, then it's game. It's fair game. And I mean, that can be a lot of things. So
right.
Just I mean, of course, you don't want to abuse it, but it's not super restrictive either.
Right.
But don't go to God just because you want something either.
Of course. Yeah.
A lot of people do that.
Yeah.
Or when things are going tough and they need like a 911 call, an emergency call.
And once they get it, they
forget.
They're not consistent.
Then they ghost God.
They ghost.
Sorry.
They ghost.
So then I guess it would go that the question follows, what does it mean to be a real Christian then?
What do you think?
Okay. Yeah. Well, it's a relationship with God, right? That's the main thing. Accepting Christ in your heart and following His commandments. That's it, right? That's it.
Right,
I think so.
Your purpose?
Yeah. Well, what do you think your purpose is as a Christian?
I think it all depends. It's all different for everybody. I still haven't found my purpose, so I can't speak for myself.
I think a lot of people watching probably relate to that.
You should tell them to comment about something.
Comment if you found your purpose.
If you found your purpose. Or if you need help to find your purpose.
Hashtag find purpose.
Hashtag find purpose.
Right.
Because I believe that everybody does have a purpose, and a lot of people in our age don't think they have a purpose in our life. But we do. We just have trouble finding it.
Yeah. Now, do you think that all purposes are made equal?
Explain yourself.
Do you think
understand.
that like one person's purpose is going to be as fun or as cool, as successful as another person's purpose?
As fun?
I mean, like your purpose can be fun. You know, you can like what you do, and let's say that it's like one guy just so happens to be a millionaire, and that's his purpose, right? Because he can be, because he allocates his money in a very charitable way. He's very philanthropic. He's a good man with his facilities, and so he's able to live in a level of comfortability that's higher than that of another man's purpose, who's maybe a lot more worse off. Do you think that that's the case?
I think. Yeah.
I mean, I think the end result is to give God like the glory, because I know that in the Bible it teaches us, like, we're all the body of Christ, right? So you might be the hand of the body, another person might be the feet of the body. Like, they'll all have different functions. Like,
we all have
the
same.
Their all purpose is to give glory to God now. So to say, like, is one more
important,
successful or important, I think you have to, like, shift your perspective, you know what I mean? Because what if your purpose is to
have it all wrong,
be the janitor of your church?
What do you mean you have it all wrong?
So, like, I got to stop thinking...
you want to be the next Billy Graham.
You know? What's Billy...
You don't know who Billy
Oh,
Graham
my God. No, you said Billy... No,
you said Billy Graham.
Because he said Billy Graham. He said Graham.
You said Billy Graham.
It's Graham?
His name is Billy Graham.
Graham. It's Billy Graham.
Billy
Graham. He's gray and he goes ham.
Ooh, you almost...
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, no, I'm just... So you're saying that I should shift my perspective and think more of like a... More spiritually, right?
Well, what was your perspective before?
Well, because, I mean, I had an understanding that obviously some people were going to be better off, but that's materialistic.
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 Right. I'm too materialistic. That's the problem. Yeah. I'm going to stay that way, though.
No, I mean, a lot of people are materialistic.
I mean, somebody's purpose, yeah, you're right, like, maybe to be a millionaire, but maybe God, like, knows their heart.
Your purpose isn't to be a millionaire.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe it's to help the poor.
Yeah.
You seem disappointed with that.
Yeah.
No, right. No, yeah. I mean, how do I explain?
Who doesn't want to be a millionaire?
Who doesn't want to have money, you know? But, of course, ultimately, it's God's will, right? But if it's good, and if it's his will, I mean, it's fair game. I'm just saying. Just to have it on the table, or potentially on the table, I'm going to keep praying for it.
You're going to keep praying to be a millionaire?
Definitely more than that. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like, there's more than millions, It's trillions, even. More than that, too.
Yeah, trillionaire.
Yeah.
So,
what's after trillionaire?
Quadrillionaire.
I'm not going to sound stupid on the internet.
Oh.
but yeah. What was the question again? What were we talking about?
Bible verse.
Favorite Bible verse.
Right. We went into...
You said, what's it to be a Christian?
Right, yeah. Well, what do you think? I think you already answered, didn't you?
The Christian?
No, I answered that, yeah.
The Bible verse?
No,
What's
what it means to be a good Christian.
Like you said, a relationship with God.
Yeah.
Your purpose with God. To serve him.
Well, we have a very young perspective on this, but we haven't been speaking to the elder of our group.
Elder?
Oh.
Sorry. I meant it with respect.
I'm far from that yet, man.
Okay.
But you're elder us compared to us.
Like twice our age.
Oh.
Oh, it's true. Isn't it?
Twice?
17 times.
All right, now you're exposing my age.
No.
Sorry.
What was the question?
What's it like to be a Christian?
Okay, I thought you were going to say what it's like to be a 30-year-old.
Late 30s.
No, but I mean, not late 30s. But yeah, I mean, being Christ-like, I would say, is being a Christian. I mean, it might be different from, like, our perspective than to your guys's, but being Christ-like.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we've been kind of saying the same thing, right? To be Christ-like, but what does it mean to be Christ-like?
Be loving.
Showing all his attributes.
Mm-hmm.
Peace, love, joy, kind, selfless. Everything that he was, everything that he exemplified when he was here on earth. And all of his commandments.
Yeah. How do you reason with the love that Jesus had to the anger that he portrayed to the merchants in the church?
I would say his anger is more like zealous.
Okay.
For the things of God, right? He might kind of like you. Seems to me like you're zealous about the Gen Z Bible, for example.
For the
right?
people out there who
Already a
don't know
stronger
what
word.
zealous means.
I probably can't define it, but
I can.
there you go. Because you know what I meant.
We don't have
right?
to wait on me.
I
though.
don't know what you meant.
We're waiting on me right now?
Yes.
Okay. Showing great energy or enthusiasm in pursuit of a cause or objective. So,
All right.
very, like,
Enthusi-
passionately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you're zealous. That's your goal for this week, to use the word zealous.
Zealous.
Hashtag.
Comment
Hashtag
below a
zealous.
sentence with the word
Hashtag,
zealous.
yeah, comment down below a sentence with the word zealous.
It's vocabulary word of the month. We do this monthly. Yeah.
Why not?
Vocabulary word.
Yeah.
Remember that for next month.
We're going to quiz you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
Quizlet.
Just lost 10 subscribers.
Oh, God.
When the negatives? Oh, wait, is this a new channel or is this going to be uploaded? I'm not going to ask right now. Never mind. But, yeah.
Okay. Well,
But I would say like that, like the anger. That was your question? Like, how would you
compare.
compare or
No,
reason?
it was more like how do you reason with it in the sense that like how do you explain the love that Jesus showed people with the anger that he showed them also, well, to the merchants, right? The anger he showed to them to the love that he would show to many other people.
Because I think even when he was angry, he never sinned. So, like, we'll always maybe feel anger, but we won't sin. But I think with the merchants, it was different because those are people that... It was like a father, if he sees his children going astray and he scolded them for so long, his voice tone is going to change after maybe the fifth time that he's told them don't do that. So to see them, imagine in the temple, selling, turning what's supposed to be holy into a profitable business. Maybe they were trying to be millionaires. I don't know. But,
Maybe
it
it wasn't his will and it wasn't good.
didn't go well for them. Tables were turned.
Yeah, I'm connecting the dots and stuff. Yeah. We have people, but yeah. So we got that question down.
So, did you bring a verse for
Did
us
I bring
today?
a verse?
Mhm.
Oh well, the original question was more general. It wasn't verse specific because I had an entire chapter in mind. It was Romans 14. I don't necessarily have to get into it so much, but generally, concisely, it was about how certain Christians had different opinions about what was considered sinful or not. And a lot of these things were kind of more lawful and religious rules that were followed, like not eating meat for the time. Some Christians were like, meat is fine to eat, and others were like, no, we can't eat meat. And the idea was that, I believe it was Paul that wrote Romans, right?
Yes.
He essentially was trying to unify these peoples, and so he was more like he was like a middleman, right? He would go on to explain how they should just he referred to them as weak Christians, but those that were more restrictive, he referred to them as weaker Christians to not meddle or fight with the stronger Christians. And I think that concept is really important because, for me, I think it exemplifies a key stone in the youth and the older generations, because those are going to be the ones that are more stuck to the older ways. and the youth are going to obviously have a different idea about how to go about Christianity. Not to derail from it, but if it's not a requirement, then it's not something that we should act as though it was gospel.
Right.
So that's my favorite verse or chapter.
A whole chapter.
A whole chapter.
A
yeah.
whole chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We have 5 minutes left, guys.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even think we were gonna make it to 30 minutes, but
Really? You didn't believe in us?
God,
God did.
hashtag. Okay. No, that's true though, and it's kind of hard to navigate that because
Right.
if you go too much on the left side, then you're like the people that probably read the Gen Z Bible,
Yeah.
right? So it's kind of like a weird balance. Like, then you don't want to be too much to the extreme side, but so you suggest they read Romans chapter, you said 14?
Yes. I mean, you should read the whole Bible, but if you only read one chapter in the whole thing, it shouldn't be Romans 14, but I would recommend Romans 14. Should be something else. It's a good question. What would be like a good introductory book or chapter to start with if you were just getting into the Bible? Shouldn't be Genesis. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I shouldn't say that. But
Genesis is the first book. I feel like everybody goes for Genesis.
yeah, because it's a book. You read it from like left to right, but it's more of well, it wouldn't get me hooked.
It wouldn't.
I mean, okay.
I mean, no. I'm
Coming
just
from
saying.
like a place of like not believing really that much in God,
Psalms,
I think Proverbs is a good start.
Proverbs.
I think Proverbs that's like, you should always have that there because it's always like a good day-to-day advice.
Right.
But I would go like with the pastor, what the pastor told me once. He encouraged me to like start with the Gospels. And then go from like the Gospels all the way to the end and then go to Genesis and work that way.
For those who don't know what the Gospels are,
Oh, yes. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John.
yeah, thank you.
The key eyewitnesses of Jesus Christ time on earth.
Yeah.
So you
Well,
said
which-
start with Apocalypse?
What?
Revelation?
Revelation. That's a
No.
good book to start off. Yeah.
No, I do not say that. Do not start
Start with
with the
John.
apocalypse. Do not start with
Yeah.
Revelations.
I think Proverbs is a good. Subscribe to our channel. I think like, comment,
Don't forget to comment. What was the word?
zealous.
Zealous. A sentence with the word zealous. And remember that for next week. And subscribe.
Did you actually take a sip?
Yeah, I actually did. Yeah, I think it was one of those. You guys, I say a lot of analogies that kind of come off wrong. I'm not going to say the other one, right? Devil's advocate. I'm not.
That's a topic for another.
But you guys have heard of a Chekhov's gun?
No.
Oh, I can't use the Chekhov's thing. It's this. You introduce a key item in. No. Okay. Yeah. you introduce a sort of new item that could start something. Yeah, like it's like a setup piece for some greater purpose. And the idea is that when it goes off, when it goes off, it's like in storytelling, right? So you introduce it at the beginning or by the start, and by the end, it has to go off, so to
Okay.
speak, because it's something that you sort of teased. That's what I was doing with the
Oh
coffee.
my
Yeah.
god.
Oh, this came back to the coffee.
Oh my god. So
but
if you were wondering whose coffee that was,
That's his.
he was,
was
not
not
drinking
his.
2 cups of coffee.
It was mine. And that's how you get them hooked. That was a solid first episode. We have a minute left. It's time to exit.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for being
you.
here.
Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe.
To FOL Newberg.
Yes.
To Club 316.
Yes. I love you. Goodbye.
Bye.
I love you.